Hello guys, so this video is essentially the hello world equivalent for AR. Let's get started. I'm going to create the augmented reality app template, hello world for AR. Just make sure you use RealityKit as the content technology. Awesome, so I'm just going to get rid of this template code, which we don't need. We can create this project in 3 steps. Number 1 is to make the 3D model of the sphere. Next, we need to create an anchor, which is essentially a hook that locks a virtual object onto a specific place in the real world. And then we need to add the anchor to the scene. Add anchor to scene. So to create the 3D model, first let's create a mesh. So we're going to name this sphere. So mesh is essentially the geometric shape. It's a mesh resource. Generate sphere. Radius would be about 5 centimeters. Then we're going to assign a material to this mesh. So we're going to create a material. Let material. This would be of type simple material. And the color we'll use to red, and roughness would be 0, and metallic to true, since we want that shiny look. Now that we have the mesh and the material, we can create a model entity out of this. So model entity is something we need to add to the AR scene. That's how ARKit recognizes a 3D model. So we're going to create sphere entity. This would be of type model entity, which we can initialize with a mesh and a material. So the mesh would be the sphere, and then the material, we'll just have one for now, which is the material we created before. Now to place the 3D model onto the AR scene, first we need to create an anchor. An anchor is something that locks the virtual object onto a specific point in the real world. So let's create the sphere anchor. This would be an anchor entity, which we can initialize with a world position, which would be the position where we want to place the object at. And this is, as you can see, is the 3D vector. So let's create a 3D vector, simd3. So we'll just place it at the center of the scene. So we're going to determine 0, 0, 0. Now, onto this anchor, we'll tie up our 3D model. So that can be done simply by adding it as a child of the anchor. So sphere anchor, add child, the entity would be the sphere entity. Great, so now we got the anchor in place. Finally, let's just add this anchor to the scene. arview.scene.add anchor. This would be the sphere anchor we just created. So that's it. That's very simple. Now if you click build and run, it should work.